Hi guys and welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at doing some sketching and hopefully towards the end of the session we're going to be turning those 2D sketches into 3D shapes. So if you're still on your previous session, that's fine, just carry on. If not, if you just go into your loading screen, last week we created a new document and we called that something along the lines of new or practice session. I've got mine there, so I'm just going to click that to open it and you will see that we've got absolutely nothing on it at this point. Um, so we talked a little bit about last session how to navigate around by clicking and dragging the right mouse button. What I'm going to get you to is get used to all the shortcuts. So the first thing we're going to do is going to click on the front plane and we're going to press the letter N on your keyboard, and that is going to allow us to look at your front plane. And what you're going to do now, once you've done that, your front plane should be orange or yellow. You're going to click in this white space, so we deselect it, so we've got nothing selected. And then you're going to click on this button called Sketch in the top left corner of the screen. Now, what happens when you click the Sketch button is the Sketch toolbar comes out. And as you notice, everything is grey. This is because, and we did this on purpose so that you can see this happening, we've not selected a plane. Now, we did have the front plane selected. What we're going to do is select that again. So with these tools greyed out, I'm just going to hover over the front plane so the outline goes orange. I'm going to click on it once. And you should see as soon as I click on it, all these become active and these become clickable. All I need to do now is tap N again, and I'm oriented at my front plane with all my sketch tools highlighted. All we're going to do is we're going to draw 4 sketches on this face. The first thing we're going to do is in this quadrant, it doesn't really matter, but in this quarter of the screen, we're going to draw a rectangle. So all you're going to do is go across to the rectangle tool. You're going to click it once. You're going to click it again to drop my rectangle. And I'm going to click a third time, wherever you want it. Keep it somewhere in this top corner. I can zoom out if I want it massive, which I probably don't. And I'm going to click it there. And I'm going to click once more to drop. So click once for the rectangle, click once to start the rectangle, and click once to end it where you want that opposite corner to land. Once you've done that, you're going to click the tick, and you should see that the shape goes grey. We could do exactly the same thing now. We're going to click Sketch. We're going to click on the front plane. But instead of clicking on the rectangle, we're going to click on the tool next to it, the circle tool. And in this quadrant, somewhere over here, I'm going to click once to start my circle. I'm going to pull it out, again, not massive, but a decent way. I'm going to drop it, oh, look at that, almost bang on 100. And I'm going to drop it, and again, you'll see, once I drop it, the inside of it goes grey. And I'm going to click my tick. I've got 2 shapes. I'm going to do 2 more shapes now. Click the sketch, click the front plane, and what I'm going to do now is something a little bit more complicated, that's a bit more fun. I'm going to click the line tool, which is actually the first one of the sketch tools that you will encounter on the toolbar. I'm going to click it, and how this works is every click it just draws a new line off it. So in this bottom corner, you can make a zigzag, a lightning, a Christmas tree. You can make whatever rough basic shape you like. Mine isn't really anything at the minute. But what is important for this that you don't need to consider with the rectangle and the circle is that this is not already a closed shape. This means it is not going to go grey inside until I join the points up. And I see so many times people are wondering why they can't do an extrude or they can't make shape 3D. It's because in order to make something 3D, it needs to be a closed shape. And it's dead easy. It does just snap. So I can just hover over my start point and it does snap quite easily. And as soon as I click it and it snaps to the start point, it's going to go grey as well. And you guessed it, I'm going to click the tick. Last thing, which is very similar to the line tool, and it works in exactly the same way, apart from, so I click sketch, click my front plane. I'm going to go all the way across to this tool. So it's you got the line tool, the rectangle, the circle, and then it's another 1, 2, 3 tools across. It's called the spline tool. If you don't know what spline means, all this does is every time I click, like the line tool, it makes a new line, but it puts a bend in the line. So you can make whatever you want with this. Oh, I've stopped there. I don't know why that stopped. You can make a wave. You can make uh, I don't know, a fish, a whale, whatever you want. If you at any point want to drop the line and carry on with a different line, you just double click. I think that's what happened over there. Then I can either carry on with another spline, oh, and it puts a corner in, or I can even click my line tool and carry on with some straight lines. And again, as soon as I finish that, you'll see it goes grey. I'm going to click the tick. Now, what you're going to do is just somewhere in the empty space, scroll out. If your screen's got a bit full, to zoom out, just scroll out using the middle mouse button, and somewhere in the free space, what I want you to do now is use the spline and the line tool collectively to make something that you want to make. Just a very basic, maybe a 2-minute project. It could be a car, it could be plane, it could be a CD, it could be a Wii remote. I'm going to leave that up to you just to have a go. If nothing, just having a play about with those sketch tools for me. And you can pause the video until you've done that. Okay, right. Hopefully you've got another object, another shape to me now. But what we can do, we've got these 4 lovely, crazy sketches, 2 crazy sketches. Um, I want to make them into a 3D shape. I want to see how cool I can get this looking. So what I'm going to do is the button next to sketch is called Extrude. And what Extrude basically means is it pulls a 2D shape up into a 3D shape. And you'll see if I click on the Extrude button, just click inside any one of my shapes, I get the preview of it pulling out. It will always default to 25mm, that's 2.5 centimeters. And you always want to make sure you're on solid. That's important for the minute. These two, we can interchange these a little bit, and we're going to learn how to use, especially the remove in a future video. But new or add for the time being, solid, and you can either pull this out or push it in as far as you want, or I can set a determined amount. So I want it to be exactly 100mm. I want it going the other way, so I just click the arrows, 100mm going the other way. And once I'm happy with it, I'm going to click my tick. And just like that, easy as that, you've got a 3D object. The last thing that you're going to do today is all the other shapes you've got, you're going to do these as one. You're going to click on Extrude. You're going to click inside the shape. And we can click inside of this shape. And we can click inside of this shape. And what this means is we can pull all these out the same distance all together instead of doing 3 separate extrudes. So I'm going to make sure I'm aligned to my right plane now. I'm going to click my right button on the dice, and this just allows me to see really carefully how far I'm going in any given direction. So I'm going to change that to 50. You can change it to whatever you want. And once I'm ready, I'm going to click the tick. And there you are. You've got 4 3D shapes. The last thing I'm going to tell you today is that we started off this. If we roll ourselves back, so I'm grabbing this bar and I'm going roll the way to the beginning. Oh, when I started off, I had these 3 planes. Now, they're there because I need something to start drawing on. I need a surface that I can draw on. So it gives me these 3 planes. However, now I've got loads of flat surfaces and I can start doing sketches on any of these. So let's take this face. If I click on this face and I press N, and I start a sketch. Let's just do a rectangle. I'm going to start a sketch here. I'm going to put my sketch and click the tick. You will see that sketch is not aligned with any of the original 3 planes. It has been put on top of that surface. And this means that I can now extrude this shape either forwards or backwards. And I can start building up the shapes I've made as long as it's a flat surface. I'm just going to make another sketch on that surface, and as you can see, it's flat on that surface. I can overhang it, but it's still sitting on that surface. I don't even need to click the tick if it's a closed shape. I'm just going to click Extrude. Now I'm going to click on this surface. Even though it's at an angle, that doesn't matter. As long as it's a flat surface, I can click on it, press N, make a sketch on it, click Extrude. Up. And I've made this weird, really weird, um, collection of objects that are all attached to each other, um, just from sketching and extruding off plane to plane to plane. Okay, we're gonna leave it there today. Your job, this session is to make the weirdest and wackiest shape you can make using the four sketch tools. So those being the line tool, the rectangle tool, the circle tool, and the spline tool, and seeing how much you can extrude and what cool and weird shapes you can make.